But what has compelled you to go to Israel, to go to the heart of this fight? You last served back in 2020, but what you've seen unfolding on television screens here in the UK has made you start this journey.
Look, Sarah, I've served now in 4 campaigns, all of them within Palestinian refugees in the context of my unit. I've seen the suffering, I've seen this ongoing crisis which doesn't seem to have an end to it, and I really relate to the fact that Israelis want an end to it. They want a better life. In fact, both sides want a better life. And so the Israeli army is now expressing that desire to really put an end to this chapter and an end to Hamas rule in the Gaza Strip. And so connecting that means a lot to me and to my unit.
Your background is with a specialist unit in counter-terrorism. What are you expecting when you get there? You know, as I said, you're trying to get a connecting flight tomorrow because flights in and out of Israel are tricky at the moment.
That's correct.
What's going to happen when you get there?
I'll be quickly enlisted. My unit's already in the Bethlehem area, spread out within some of the refugee camps in the area. Because we're older, we're taking over a younger company, so they've gone to the Gaza Strip to fight on the front line. We'll be taking their place. The work there is delicate. It's very entrenched in Palestinian civilization. Soldiers are very outnumbered. It's a matter of just being there, having a presence, trying to keep the calm, not to develop another front.
Alex, how do you square this with your family? Because, you know, as far as your family are aware, your army career came to an end in 2020. They live here in the UK, your 3 children and your wife. You have a child out in Israel at the moment on a gap year.
That's correct.
Who isn't planning to return?
No.
How are you squaring it with your family, going out there to what is seen as the heart of the conflict at the moment?
I think that my family understands as well that there's an unprecedented conscript at the moment into the IDF. 360,000 soldiers have been summoned. So even people who aren't combat per se are there to support this enormous cause. What happened on the weekend is unprecedented in Israeli history. I think that one day had more civilian casualties than ever, basically since the Holocaust, even the 73 war. Those 2 darker days at the beginning were military casualties. And so the day shocked and is still shocking the country to bits and torn families apart. And with the hostage situation now in Gaza, the only thing we can do is all focus our efforts together. And that's where my heart is.
Alex, you know, let's not dress it up. You're going out there to fight, essentially, to fight for your country. But this is such a nuanced conflict in terms of Hamas do not represent all Palestinians. Just before we came on air, you were talking about how you have Palestinian friends. How much empathy do you have with the Palestinians in the Gaza Strip? Because we know that people in Israel, when they're warned something is going to happen, they're told to get out, they have somewhere to go. Those in Gaza do not have that luxury, and it's the innocent people who are being caught up in this new war. How much empathy do you have?
I have a lot of empathy, and to break the stereotype, I have many Palestinian friends in the West Bank who I'm close to, who have always voiced their disgust with Hamas as a leadership organization, and how it's in fact ruined the lives of their brothers and sisters and cousins in the Gaza Strip. To your point, in an ideal situation, I think the Gaza Strip should be cleared of Hamas rule. It's done nothing for their people now since 2007, when they were elected. I think that in an ideal world, Gaza should be opened up, families should be reunited. It is the humane thing to do. Palestinians in the Gaza Strip deserve better. The money that's been flooded into the Gaza Strip should be used for infrastructure, for a better future, not for terrorism. I don't have to tell you the amount of money that's gone into the tunneling and the equipment and the anti-Israeli warfare effort. It's simply mind-boggling how much money has been spent on that and not on making lives better.
And Alex, just give us an insight into what it's been like watching here in the UK, because we've been reflecting the Jewish community and the Palestinian community here in the UK on the UK Tonight. What has it been like watching this unfold from afar? Because, you know, every family that has connections to Israel or you know, the Gaza Strip will be watching this with absolute horror.
I think we're entering very dark days for both sides. Inevitably, there will be casualties on both sides. These are not going to be easy days ahead. I think Israel's made it clear that it's adamant that it wants to complete the military directive. So it's not about retaliation, it's about getting rid of Hamas rule, in my understanding. But both sides will suffer. Seeing it from far is even harder. That is why I want to go and join my unit. Obviously, stress on the family. But again, many families are contributing and are pulling that weight now. So it's a matter of duty.
OK, Alex Moeller, thank you so much for coming in to speak to us here
Pleasure.
on the UK Tonight. Travelling to Israel tomorrow to re-enlist in the army in the fight against Hamas. Thank you so much.